Hi guys! So recently I've subscribed to a few booktubers. I've never heard that phrase, but I really like it. And it reminded me of sort of the two reasons why I started doing YouTube stuff to begin with. And that was to talk to Samantha. Hi Samantha. And to share books and writing things that I'm doing. And I have not been very good about sharing books and writing things lately. So today is the first book haul video. Part 1. So recently I've been spending a lot of time at used bookstores, and this is both really good and really bad, because it means that I can get a lot of books for a little bit of money. So in the past couple of months I picked up a pretty hefty stack of books that I'm going to run through really quickly. A lot of these I haven't read yet, so if you have, feel free to tell me how you liked them in the comments. Okay, so I got this. It's called The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. I've read a few of her essays and I really like her style, so I thought that I would read this book. I've heard a lot of good things about it. The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie, because I really like post-colonial literature and I've yet to read this book. So this is going to be my first venture into Rushdie, and I'm kind of excited about it. I also got this, The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. This isn't the book that she wrote during her MFA, but it's based off of the book that she wrote during her MFA, so yeah. Plus, I mean, I saw the movie, but I meant to read the book first, and I couldn't get a hold of it for some reason, so now I'm going to go backwards and read the book. Atonement by Ian McEwan. I have not seen the movie based on this yet because I haven't read the book, and I really want to read the book. I hear great things about this author, so if you've read anything by him, let me know if you like him, because I'm kind of stoked. Okay, I got this collection of short stories because I'm trying to be better about getting short story collections. They don't sell very well in markets, so it's good to support people who still put those out. And plus, you know, I write short stories too. I sometimes forget that in the midst of novel mode, but it's going to be good to figure out how collections like this are set up and what makes them feel more complete. So, yeah. And this is all about different kinds of shoes! I love shoes! Great Gatsby. I had to get this so I could read it for my thesis, and I'm trying not to show you any of the books I've had to buy for class, but this isn't really for class, it's something I have to read in my own time, so it feels like cheating, but it's not. I've read it before, but it was like 6 years ago. Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I got Going Bovine for Christmas, and so I thought that I would add this to my Libba Bray collection. I'm really excited. I hear she's a great author, but I just have yet to read anything by her, and, you know, Speak by Laurie Hall Sanderson, because I write contemporary YA, realistic YA for that matter, and she's really great at it. I've seen this movie, of course, and I think I read the book, but I read it, like, God, years ago or so. It's definitely time to reread it. The True History of the Kelly Gang by Peter Carey. This particular book is about the first Australian hero who was actually an Irish outlaw. His name was Ned Kelly, thus the Kelly Gang. Yeah, it's just interesting that the first national hero of Australia had to be a convict because it was first populated by convicts. So it's really interesting to look at Australia's history from that way. Now, this isn't a non-fiction book, this is fiction, so it's written from the perspective of Ned Kelly, so I find that interesting as well. Look! It's a picture book written by Sylvia Plath! Isn't that great? We went to this, like, used rare bookstore or whatever, and this is just sitting there. See? She wrote a picture book! This one's called the It Doesn't Matter suit, but it turns out she also wrote another one, so if you've come across that one, be sure to let me know, and tell me what you think about the fact that Sylvia Plath wrote a kid's book. Something about that I find really ironic. Somebody gave me this, and I'm sort of interested in it because I'm sure that it talked about Phineas Gage, but really I have a sister who's graduating in May in psychology, and I actually think she might enjoy this. So I might skim it and then pass it along. So, Why We Broke Up, which I am currently reading. I didn't get this at a used bookstore, mostly because it's brand new and it's gorgeous. I mean, the illustrations in this are so pretty. And I love the way that they work with the words. It's not reiterating what's already been said, it's showing something else. Like, it shows it in just a little bit more light. You know what I mean? Like, for example, they mentioned something about like bottle caps, right? But instead of describing the bottle caps within the narrative and this kind of detail, they show it in the illustration. And the illustrations are really beautiful. Now, this last book I also didn't get at a used bookstore. I got this at the AWP conference that I went to a few weeks ago. I made a video about that conference before I went. I got this poetry collection there from an indie press. I love indie presses because they release things that are not being sold in normal literary markets anymore. It's a great way if you write something cross-genre or something like a collection of short stories. It's a great way to get that published and be respected, but also support an industry that still needs support. And on that note, I also got a lot of literary magazines at AWP, but instead of tacking that on here or making a separate video about it, I'm going to write a blog post, and I'll be sure to put a link to that downstairs as well. Now, the last thing that I'm going to tell you about is the fact that, I don't know if I told you that I have a Nook. Look, it's cute. See? It's wee. But that means that I actually got some books on here too, and I haven't told you about those at all, but considering I just got it for Christmas, I've gotten these books in the past couple of months. So, I read Dash and Lily's Book of Dares on here. I'm also reading Gail Forman's novels. I read If I Stay, and I'm about to read Where She Went. And I also just got Boys of My Youth by Joanne Beard. I am so excited about this. It's a great nonfiction collection filled with personal essays, and if you've never heard of it, please go look up Joanne Beard. I read one of her essays last semester, and it was so good. And the only other book I've gotten lately is How They Met by David Levithan, but actually Muda borrowed that, so you can't see it. But it's a collection of short stories that's actually sold in the YA market, which, if you don't know, that doesn't happen very often. So I find that intriguing, and therefore I'm going to read it. And now I'm going to stop speaking, because this has been a really long video, and I'm sorry, but this is what happens when you ask a writer to give you a book haul video. I'll put links to the booktubers that I've started subscribing to lately. I'll do that over there. They're all really cool, and they do reviews, as well as just showing books that they're getting and they're interested in. And I really like all of them, actually, so go check them out. And I'm gonna go, because I actually have a lot of homework and a lot of reading and a lot of writing to do. So, yeah, I'll see you next week.